What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of PubTalk. And this is going to be only put on my YouTube channel. If you have not liked and subscribed to that would be awesome if you did that. It is Chasing the Truth. This will be shared to Facebook and whatnot. So if you could hop on the old tuber and give me a good little thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. But anyway, so we're back today, and obviously, if you guys can tell, this is the first podcast where I have decent video, and which is cool. Finally figured all this out, and only bad thing is that whenever I do video, it takes away one of my mic inputs, so I have only 3 mics, 2 minus myself. So I have 2 empty seats for video. If there's anybody who wants to come on and talk, I'm working on, like I already said, I'm gonna have the sheriff's department on here. I'm gonna have Mr. Freeman on. He's just kind of waiting on my phone call, but I wanted to make sure that I got everything set up correctly. I've been finagling with the audio. I finally got some good headphones in, and all that good stuff. Koss headphones, if anybody's wondering, are excellent. They are fully over the ear. They are wired, and they do not have an internal microphone, which is what I had to have. Not very cheap. Got 4 pairs of them, just in case. But so we're back, and we're with video, which is super cool. So I had to break out all of my American as fuck attire, obviously, because I'm an American. And that seems to be the theme that I'm going to talk about today, is what is going on in America. And I know that I told everybody that I did not want to talk politics, I did not want to talk about COVID-19 or any of this other stuff, but it's so relevant because there's so much going on. And I really want to touch bases on that and kind of get everybody in the know on what's going on with just my opinions. And of course, as always, this is all strictly my opinion, but there's a lot going on. We've seen inflation rise, we've seen tensions with the government, we've seen tensions with other countries. We're still fighting COVID. Just all kinds of stuff's been going on. So let's dive into this a little bit. Let's dive in and talk about inflation first off, because I think everybody's kind of felt that. Inflation's high right now. Inflation is at 7%. And I predict, just from what the research that I've gathered and reading all the economists, their notes and listening to them talk, it's not going to get better. The administration that we are currently under, I have nothing nice to say. They just have not done a very good job. I do not think that they're going to do any better. And this is only their first year, so get ready. But with inflation, we've seen all these things happen, and I kind of wanted to touch bases on inflation and why it's going up and what is causing all these things to happen. We've seen prices go up on the shelves. We've seen the shelves start to get empty. There's a lot of things going on. The housing market's crazy right now, but that's all going to change. In my opinion, from what I've gathered, I think it's going to change. The interest rates are low right now, but one way that the Federal Reserve combats inflation is to have the 12 central banks raise all their interest rates, and we're going to see that. But but the biggest thing I think we're going to see is a recession. And it's not like it's uncommon for the United States to experience recessions. We've seen them, periodically throughout our entire life, even going back to like 2008 when the Obama administration was in. Gas at $4 a gallon, the unemployment rate was high. We've seen all this. Seems like we've seen all this before, but this time it's just a little worse. And it's going to get worse. So, but I think that we're going to go into a really big recession. I really honestly do. And that's my personal opinion. Like I said, from all the research that I've gathered, that's where I'm at with it. And the reason I say that is look at the supply chain issues that we're already having. Everybody that's watched the news has seen all the things that are going on in the ports. We can't get ships into port. We can't get them unloaded. And then we're having trucking problems. We're having the supply chains. We're having all these people that aren't working. That's causing shortages. People can't make things, consumer goods, and what have you. We're experiencing all that, and we're gonna slowly start seeing that the consequences of all these actions that have been taking place real shortly. So I would suggest everybody kind of get ready for that. I'm not saying go out and doomsday prep, but you might want to start packing on a little bit extra canned and some foods that have extra shelf life, because I'm telling you that I really honestly think that we're going to start seeing some shortages. We already have, but I think that they're going to be a lot worse. So just be ready. We're seeing that with baby food, infants. That's been a huge one. And if anybody doesn't know, I work at Walmart, and for some reason everyone has been absolutely losing their shit over French fries. We have not had French fries in like 2 weeks, and everybody is just freaking out, man. It's kind of crazy, but we're seeing all these things taking place now. We're seeing all these shortages happen, and it's starting to get kind of bad. So, but there's reasons, all these reasons that inflation is going up. And like I said, as of the first week of January, the end of December, inflation was at 7%. Now, according to today, it's still at 7%. Oh, excuse me. But I do see it rising. The economists do see it rising. I see if you can follow oil prices, that's all going up. Man, it just seems like our country is falling apart little by little. You're seeing obviously, like we just talked about inflation, you're seeing that go up. You're seeing this administration fail time and time again. You're seeing crimes in the street go up. You're seeing all these things. You're seeing COVID-19, all these vaccines, the booster shots. There's just so much going on, and it's starting to interfere. Well, we just can't live our day-to-day lives. Everybody, the average American is already living paycheck to paycheck, and now it's harder. You go to a grocery store and you walk out with six grocery bags, and you're spending $130. You get home, you unload the 6 bags that you got, and you're just like, wow, and it's crazy. But that's where we're at, and like I said, I just don't see it getting any better. So, but I just want to touch a little base on that, and when all this stuff was going on, all the stimulus money that was getting sent out, and the PUA, or the pandemic unemployment assistance for all those people that were on unemployment, people that left their jobs to go be on unemployment, basically because they were making more money, that they could make more money sitting at home than they could working. And then essential workers, they got shit on, and there's just so much that's happened. It's crazy. So let's dive into some of these big hot topics. We can start with the Russia and Ukraine deal, because that seems to be pretty big. Biden's currently, as of today, supposed to be negotiating more, but Russia's been making threats. They've been demanding things that just aren't even negotiable, and they know that. They're doing it on purpose, and after seeing our Afghanistan withdrawal, our administration's weak. We as a country look weak. I don't have anything good to say about this administration. Not at all, actually. And I'm being polite when I say that. But you're seeing all these things, right? You're seeing, so why does Russia want to take Ukraine? Let's first break that down. Ukraine is the breadbasket of Russia. And what that means is that Ukraine has basically all the agricultural supplies to Russia. They feed Russia. Russia wants to take Ukraine for three pretty big reasons. One being agricultural. They can self-sufficiently supply themselves with food because they'll have farms. And two, they want to have access to the Black Sea, which would be their ports, would be Ukraine's ports. With that becomes a stronger navy, imports, exports, what have you. Anything that they want with a port, they will have that capability. And third off would be industrialization. They want those factories. They want all the industrial pros that come with that. And if you look, there's a really good YouTube video out there by a guy named S2 something. I can't remember his name. But he does a really good analysis on all the troops surrounding the Ukraine border right now, and honestly, it is scary. There's been statistics to show exactly how many troops, theoretically how many troops it would take to obviously overcome Ukraine, and Russia has doubled that. So, and if you watched Biden's speech whenever he was talking about all this going on with Ukraine, he said something about the invasion. No, invasion, we would have to interfere, whatever, but a minor incursion would be a different story. Long story short, Biden's almost inviting Russia to just basically giving them the go-ahead to go ahead. Go ahead and invade Ukraine. And that started a shitstorm with NATO. All this has, so basically what Putin has done is he has started a whirlwind of fights within NATO with all the alliances. And Germany is now refusing anything to do with Ukraine. They're refusing to fund any troops, any money, any weapons, anything to Ukraine. And it's been just a giant, absolute giant shitstorm between NATO. So, there's this, we've threatened with sanctions. We've threatened all these things, but in all honesty, we're weak. Biden is weak. That administration is weak. There's all kinds of things going on. There's anti-submarine drills going on in the Norwegian Sea right now, And, look at what North Korea has been doing. North Korea has been firing missiles again. China, I'm telling you, I'm calling it. The way the things are going, the way Putin's basically manhandling Biden and manhandling everybody in this situation, I guarantee you China will try to invade Taiwan when it's all said and done. They've wanted Taiwan for a long time. I think that's where this is going to go. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But it's getting bad. Like I said, theoretically, Russia could honestly take Ukraine. And, I know there's a lot of things. It wouldn't be a good battle. Ukraine has teeth. They demilitarized 7 years ago. They built back. There's a lot of things going on. So just pay attention. I don't like really talking politics. I don't like talking stuff like this, especially war, especially when we're fighting so much stuff here on our home turf. Every country's dealing with COVID in their own way. And, like I said, right now, it seems like the only war that should matter is between us and our government, because our government they just can't get their shit together. They're so worried about left and right. And I'm not really sure, I've said this time and time again, but I'm not really sure if the government knows this or not. But we, the people, like the American people, we run this shit. And if they don't get, their act together up in the White House, we'll run it for them. It's happened in the past, and when we're going all the way back, they're still they still got these this hard dick about the January 6th assault on the Capitol, and evidently they don't know what an assault really is, because the amount of people that were there, that could have turned ugly really, really fast. really fast, and it could have been a lot worse than what it is. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of things going on, and our government's acting very tyrannical right now. It's bad, They're infringing on a lot of our rights. We've seen the censorship on social media. We've seen how they twist things around on social media. You can turn on, for instance, Newsmax, and watch something, and then if you flip to CNN, you can see what's the similar story but a twisted plot where they make it sound like something it's not, or vice versa. It's all about left wing and right wing. It's hard to know what to believe anymore, I guess is what I'm saying, because we just don't know. And if it wasn't for media, if it wasn't for news outlets, if it wasn't for Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all this other media, we really wouldn't know what's going on. And, we just wouldn't. So just be relevant. All this is relevant. I know I hate talking about it. I know some of you guys hate listening to it, but it's so relevant, and it needs to be understood. You need to do research on things, because I'm telling you, just from my belief and my personal opinion, we are about to go into a really big recession. War is looking imminent, and I hope, honestly, if there's people out there disagreeing with me, I agree with you. I hope. I don't agree with you, but I hope you're right. I hope I am wrong, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that happen. That would be bad for everybody, and nations would feel that. Every country would feel that, and a war between anybody at this point would just be bad. What with COVID and everything going on, it just has all the potentials to be really bad. So, but we got all that going on. I seen where with the supply chain issues, I know we were talking about inflation a while ago, but one of the big things that recently just happened with CDLs. We're lacking truck drivers, therefore we can't get consumer goods to and from places. And so they passed a law where if you want to get your CDLs, it's mandatory now that you go to CDL school. So what does CDL schools do? Well, they ramp up the prices. I went to CDL school just last year, and it cost me $6,000 to go get my CDLs. Now, granted, I walked out of there comfortable with how to drive a truck. I practiced a lot. Walked out of there with my Class A's. I got every endorsement but hazmat, which is awesome. It's well worth it. CDLs are lifetime, but now they're making it to where you have to go to school. Before, say you were a farmer and, you can go get your permit. Really, under a farmer, you could go and deliver grain, do whatever you got to do without having your CDLs and whatnot. But now you have to go to school. So what does the school do? Well, now that they, you have to come to us, right? So if I'm the school, you have to come to me now. So what do? Now I ramped up the price to $10,000, a $4,000 increase, and what that's going to do is that's going to hurt CDL, the truck driving industry, even more, because now you're not going to want to see people go and spend this kind of money. And you're not, businesses, if they want you to get your CDLs, are going to have to pay for that. And that's $10,000 a pop, and with the COVID crisis and everything going on, and the way they were trying to mandate vaccines, and that's another thing people aren't understanding. Yes, it got federally halted. That is an infringement on our constitutional rights to mandate a vaccine. However, they can bottleneck and put so much pressure on these businesses and corporations where they can pretty much impose the law and do what these companies want to do. And we've seen that. For example, Carhartt. Carhartt did it. They mandated the vaccine. What do? People are burning their Carhartt stuff. I myself am not going to burn a $50 hoodie just because they mandated the vaccine. Sorry I said what I said. But, what we're seeing this, even though that got halted, we're still seeing that these companies and these corporations can pretty much impose that law anyway. They're privately owned businesses. They can do whatever they want, really. So it's getting nasty. And then you throw in the countries feuding. This is a perfect shitstorm. I'm going to tell you another thing, just my personal opinion. I've read the book of Revelations, and it's not looking good. It's just not. So that's what I'm kind of jump on here and talk about. There's just so much going on. I wanted to break down the Russia and Ukraine deal. I'm still researching. I'm still looking into everything, So I just wanted to throw this one out there. This will be my first video. There's going to be more to come. I think after seeing what's been going on with Spotify and the censorship and what they did to Joe Rogan and everything like that, I'm not going to post any more of my podcast on Spotify because I just don't agree with any of that. So basically, I am just going to be uploading these videos to YouTube. So, I'm sorry. I got a lot of listeners on Spotify. Honestly, I got more listeners on Spotify than I did YouTube. And that hurts me, but at the same time, I just can't stand behind something like that. I can't stand behind the censorship. I know YouTube does it as well, but not nearly as bad. So that's kind of the route I'm going to take. Let's see what else I was going to talk about. Obviously the Super Bowl. We got that coming up here in a couple weeks. We got Cincinnati Bengals for the first time in a long time going back to the Super Bowl. I'm not a Bengals fan, but I do want to congratulate them and congratulate all you fans, all you diehard-hearted fans that have been with the Bengals for a long time. Congratulations. Well deserved. Joe Burrow is a stud. But another thing is that was a team effort. I know Joe Burrow's getting a lot of that. The fans are going wild over Joe Burrow, but man, it was a team effort, and that was a very good game. And their entire team did that. So congratulations, hats off to the Cincinnati Bengals. Congratulations. Watched the Rams and the 49ers game right after that. That was a really good game. I never, for the life of me, I just couldn't understand the 49ers play on the last drives there whenever they turned the ball over. They had 2 consecutive plays where they went backwards, and their brilliant idea was to do a hurry-up play call on the 3rd down. And then he tried to get rid of the ball from a sack, and it got intercepted. And that was pretty much the game. So it's going to be an interesting. You're going to have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams, and that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. It's 2 teams that really haven't, been to the Super Bowl in a while, or at least a little bit, and I'm actually looking forward to it. So that's pretty cool. That'll be a good game. But yeah, so I got this video now, and I'm kind of working it out. I'm finagling a little bit of the audio. I've been working on a lot of things, trying to get this picture perfect, trying to get everything just to make sure everything's good. I do have 2 open seats now, with very good sound quality, good mics, really good headphones. I got the video and everything. Everything's set up good. So I'm going to have Sheriff Freeman on here really soon, and maybe whoever he decides to bring on. I told him he could bring somebody. I don't know who it'll be, but we're going to talk about that. He's up for re-election, and we're going to let him maybe talk a little bit about what his plans are if re-elected and what he plans on doing moving forward. I'm looking forward to that. I also, like I said in my last one, I'm slowly working on on the back burner of writing down some notes and getting some statistics to do. My next one will be about suicide awareness and depression. That's it's a big deal. Especially for some of us here in Jennings, that hits home in a way that we can't really fathom, and I think it's important to talk about. Ever since COVID started, depression has ramped up, suicides have ramped up, and I kind of want to talk about that. And I'm going to have 2 guests on to talk about that. I know I have one. I'm looking for another. So if there's anybody out there that would like to hop on here and talk about suicide awareness and depression, please get a hold of me. If you don't have my number or can't get a hold of me for any reason, just comment on this YouTube video or whatever. You can always find me on Facebook. I mean, I got everything. I'm Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I do not have TikTok though. I do not do TikTok. But you can always get a hold of me on there, and we'll get you on here. So another thing is I have video now. And I've said that numerous times, but if you're a person that wants to come on and you're not a fan of being videotaped, and that I know that's hard for some people that just don't like being taped. I get it. If you just want to do audio, we can do that. That's not a problem. I can just as easy do audio as I can video, so definitely not a problem. But the video, everybody, I had several people tell me that they just liked having video, more than they just liked listening to the audio, and I do get that. Just I wasn't smart enough to figure out how to do the video yet, and after I spent all this money on audio equipment and whatnot, it just seemed just a little bit unbearable at the moment to worry about video too. But now I've had a little bit extra time here because it's winter time, but I got everything situated. I got the studio rooms, finally everything's done. I got this kick-ass American background. I love it. It's my wallpaper on everything because it's so badass. But I have numerous flags. You can't even see a wall in this room right now. It's crazy. But so I'm looking forward to having some guests on. I'm looking forward to having some conversations with people. Guys, please do not be shy to come on here and talk. It's really not that bad. It's Jennings County. You're going to get judged one way or another. So, do whatever you want to do. Get your voice heard. Damn. But, so yeah, I'm not going to have one topic. I'm not going to have just one theme or anything like that. I'm open and willing to talk about everything. A wise person knows there's something to be learned from everybody. So even if it's something I'm not knowledgeable about, please just get a hold of me and we'll talk about it. If it's music you want to talk about, I will talk about music. If it's art, I'll talk about art. If it's racing, I will talk about racing, and everything else. So, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, please just get a hold of me and we'll get on here and talk about it. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this podcast. I just wanted to thank everybody for the continued support and the subscribers that I do have, and I really deeply appreciate everybody's kind words and positive feedback. I do take criticism well. If there's anybody that thinks that I can do anything better, please let me know. I'm always looking to improve myself, and I know I can do good things with this. There's a lot of people that are into podcasting now. There's a lot of good things that can come from this. So let's get some of these voices heard, and let's do the damn thing. You know what I mean? So let's see what time it is here. But that'll do it. That'll do it for this one. And I look forward to putting some more of these out. The next one, I'm going to try to have Sheriff Freeman on. So thank you for listening to PubTalk. I know it wasn't very long, but this was basically just like a test run to see how the video quality is and how the sound is and everything like that. So I appreciate everybody's continued support. Thank you.